session is about the influences on human development, that is the influence of heredity, environment, maturation and other major contextual influences. Let us look into the recap of previous class. Two important developmental theories explain the existence of stages of human development. The first one is the Erik Erikson psychosocial theory, described how personality is influenced by society and develops through a series of crises or critical alternatives. Second one is the Bronfen-Brenner's bioecological theory, set forth that development occurs through interaction between a developing person and five surrounding interlocking contextual system of influences from microsystem to chronosystem. The learning objective of this session is to understand what kind of influences make one person different from another, that is the role of heredity, environment, maturation and other major contextual influences. The session outcome of this session is the student would be able to learn influences on development come from both heredity and the environment. So, developmental scientists explains about individual differences. Individual differences is nothing but differences in characteristics, influences or developmental outcomes. So the people differ in sex, height, weight and body build, in constitutional factors such as health, energy level, intelligence and in personality characteristics and emotional reactions. The context of their lives and lifestyle differ too. The homes, communities and societies they live in, the relationship they have, the kinds of schools they go to and how they spend their free time. So influences on development comes from both heredity and environment as well as maturation. The individual differences increases with age. So now let us look into the influence of heredity. Heredity is the inborn characteristics inherited from the biological parents at the time of conception. The genetic endowment inherited from a person's biological parents at conception, which influences the development of a human being. Next is about the environment. Environment is the totality of non-hereditary or experiential influences on development. The world outside the self beginning in the womb and the learning that comes from experience. Individual differences increases as people grow older. Many typical changes of infancy and early childhood seem to be tied to maturation of the body and brain. Maturation is nothing but the unfolding of a natural sequence of physical changes and behavior patterns, including readiness to master new abilities such as walking and talking. As children grow into adolescence and then into adults, differences in innate characteristics and life experience play a greater role. Even in processes that all people go through, rates and timings of development vary. So, in the process of this development, as we understood that milestones or landmarks of development are important, inherited characteristics are important, and environmental or experiential factors are also plays a major role. And the other major contextual influences are, as we try to understand, as a social being, a person develops within a social and historical context. However, for an infant, the immediate context is normally the family. There are two types of family we can see. One is the nuclear family and the other one is the extended family. So the nuclear family is the one wherein kinship and household unit made up of one or two parents and their natural, adopted or stepchildren. So the nuclear family is a two-generational kinship, economic and household unit consisting of one or two parents. Historically, the two-parent nuclear family has been the dominant family unit in many of the countries like United States and other Western societies. Parents and children typically worked Side by side on the family farm, large families provided many hands to share the work, and children's activities and education revolved around the priorities of agriculture production. Extended family, wherein the kinship network of parents, children, and other relatives sometimes living together in an extended family household. So, it is a multi generational kinship network of grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and more distant relatives is the tradition pattern of societal organization. Many or most people live in extended family household where they have daily contact with kin. Social roles tend to be flexible. Adults often share breadwinning, and children are given responsibility for younger brothers and sisters. So, the summary of this session is influences on development come from both heredity and environment. Many typical changes during childhood are related to maturation. Individual differences increases with age. Major contextual influences include family. In some societies, the nuclear family predominates, whereas in others, the extended family dominates. Thank you.